What is up, everybody? What is up? We had a Thursday night stream presented by Mountain Dew, Red Bull, and the NFL. So, no, I was kidding. I wish. How's everyone doing tonight? We got a special stream. We will have Ryan Tremblay on here in just a short moment, and we will talk cryptids. So hopefully you guys are all ready for that. We got a geek squad of Chris Mockey, EJ Castle, good stuff, Shay Johnson, Alligator Gar, Lila, and From the Ashers. First one's in. I got Ryan on the line. We'll wait a couple seconds and then I'll bring him in and we will review some clips. What's up, Marissa and Eric? All right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring Ryan Tremblay in now. And let's see. If you can mute the other end of that, Ryan. See if he can. No. I'll wait for Ryan to mute his end, and then I'll bring him in. Test. Oh, he's still. Crack a beer while I wait. Test.
It's working.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, the echo's gone, so that's cool. Perfect. Welcome, Ryan Tremblay, to the live stream. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm living. I'm surviving. Just another day.
Yeah, what you drinking on tonight, man?
What's that?
What you drinking on?
Oh, the same old Steel Reserve.
Oh, the cheap stuff. The cheap, strong stuff. That's the good stuff right there.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. What's up, Heath? We'll get a few minutes. Let some people join in.
Ashley's here already? God.
Ashley is here. She is. Indeed.
She's stalking me. I will allow it.
She probably is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's see. Thank you for that tweet, Ashley. I'll retweet that quick. If you guys got any questions about anything crypto related, now's the time to start brainstorming and getting your questions gathered. We can answer them during the stream when we're reviewing these 4 clips, and then we can also review them after we review or answer your questions after we review these 4 clips. So, if you have any questions about cryptids, then shoot away at any time you want. What's up, Javier?
Yay, Javier.
Let's see here. All right. So obviously the 4 clips that we're going to be reviewing are the ones from the top 5 cryptid video that I did. Now Ryan Tremblay reviewed the 1 clip with the baby Bigfoot. So you guys heard his take on that, what he thought of that. So we're just going to do the 4 other ones that he has not talked about. And they're kind of interesting. They're kind of right up his alley. A lot of them are Dogman. One's like I don't even know. We've kind of been calling it a skinwalker because there's really nothing else to call it. And then the Bigfoot screams as well. What's up, Heath? What's up, Rebel? How you doing? I think we're gonna go ahead and get started, Ryan.
All right. Sounds good to me, bro.
I think the first clip that we're gonna do, and actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some creepy music going in the background, some ambient music.
Set the mood. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See what you're doing here.
All right, let's see. And then what I'm gonna do is I will pull up we'll probably just start with a Skinwalker video.
Oh, I heard an interesting theory on this one. You're gonna laugh at this, though, dude.
Oh, I'm ready.
Hey
I
guys,
like interesting theories. I'm gonna mute the actual video, so we're just gonna listen to or watch the video. Let's see here. All right, so here is the video in question. And actually, let me. Let me get out of here. Fucking get out of here. What the hell? Okay, there we go. All right. Had to adjust the audio levels there and make sure that's running good.
Cool.
Oh, this thing is angering me. just open to the screen. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, Hangouts was giving us a hard time earlier, so what the hell?
Yeah, everything's got to fight me always. That's the way of life. So I'm just going to have the video continuously playing in the background, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Now, this clip appears to show some guy walking through the woods. I've kind of mentioned my thoughts on how I think it might be, it seems staged at first because of how weird, he just how random it is and it doesn't really make sense. But the way that this creature just shows up out of nowhere and how legitimate it looks, it's hard for me to just rule as fake. Ryan, have you ever seen a clip similar to this in terms of, like, the creature that's in it?
I've seen some, but they were the viral marketing for a Rake video game. So you can say those are fake as could be.
Do you think this could possibly be, like, some kind of low-key advertisement for a video game? Because, keep in mind, this video didn't blow up with views.
No, I don't think so. If it was a viral thing, they would have planted it a bit more carefully.
That's what I think too. I think it would have been more. I think they would have had someone that could have sold. I don't know. It didn't blow up in views like say what my video did. It's kind of unknown.
Yeah, no. If this was a marketing campaign, dude, they would have strategically placed it in certain sites and made sure everybody saw this.
Yeah, I agree. So you said you had a theory about, or you heard a theory about what this is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's really a theory, but a lot of people are saying that that's a cow running at the kid. How could that be a cow? It does not look anything like a cow at all.
Definitely not a cow. By the way, what's up, Texas Panhandle and Husk? But no, yeah, you can tell it's not a cow just by the way that it's running and its legs are elongated.
Yeah, that was what they were complimenting guys. They were saying that you can tell by the length of the legs that it's a cow. That does not look like a cow to me.
No, and the guy in the video also said it looked like a cow, but why would he run if that was a cow? You know what I mean? Like, why would you run from a cow?
I've never seen a cow that has the hind legs longer than the front legs, though.
Yeah, and that thing looks like it could be bipedal if it wanted to. The way it's running, it looks like...
It easily is. You can tell the legs are longer than the arms.
Yeah. It's not... I mean, it's too skinny to be a cow. There's no cow-like feature of it.
There's no snout, no ears, so definitely not a cow.
Yes, I don't know. That's a very, like, whoever made that up, I mean, it's like one of them guys in the shows where, it's the expertologist, which I always joke about. This could be a cow. I mean, no, it's fucking not. This is something that if you were watching Slapped Ham or Chills, they'd be like, some say this could be a cow, others say it could be a fucking rake. I mean, why even put that in? I mean, no, it's not a cow. No one's saying it's a cow, except for this one person. It's not.
Come on, Dill. You gotta say it like Chills would say it. This could be a cow.
Yeah, I used to have a pretty good Chills impression, but I haven't listened to him forever. Where I just know that every sentence you say has got to end like it's a question. That's how you sound like Chills.
This could be a cow, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. Some say this could be a cow, but I'll never know for sure. This kid was walking out in the woods. He found what appears to show a really scary creature. It sounds like he's like half orgasming every time he talks. Anyways, but I think this, and I genuinely, and I know in the video I'm kind of being facetious, and I'm kind of being like, I'm kind of mocking those people in those shows when my character comes up on the screen. Mm-hmm. But I'm being serious when I say I do legitimately believe this clip is real.
I do too, actually. I think it's an Ashman.
Now, that's what I was going to get to next. What do you actually think this is?
Well, it could be an Ashman or a crawler. It's a pale humanoid that looks very similar to the Rake, and that's what we're seeing here.
And what was the first one you said? An Ashman?
Yep, Ashman. Yep.
And what exactly is that?
It's basically a crawler. It's a cave-dwelling humanoid that's very pale-skinned, white-skinned, black eyes, bald.
And are they known to be like super aggressive, or what's the deal?
Oh, yeah, yes, very much so. The natives used to talk about how they would come out of the caves and take kids.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot about the cave creatures, like all sorts of creatures in the cave, and how they, and which is fascinating because the caves are so deep and unexplored and vast that they can easily live in the caves and have, obviously, the ability to see within the cave.
Of course.
Even though it's pitch black and navigate.
Evolution, baby. Evolution.
And they'd have to come out to the surface to hunt. If something that large isn't going to, most likely is not going to sustain its energy off, eating bats or whatever, it's going to probably have to come out and hunt. Yeah,
think of The Descent, the movie The Descent. That's what Ashman crawlers and the ghoul. That's what they are too, is a ghoul.
Okay, so. Got it. Heath says it's a cow. I mean, if this is a cow, this cow needs some milk. He needs a lot of milk.
It's a vegan cow.
Yeah, it's a vegan cow. Well, I mean, I guess all cows are vegans.
No, I guess so, yeah.
But I've seen, I mean, some cows do eat birds. And, like, anytime, I mean, horses, deer, the same way. If they need protein and there's a bird laying there, they've been known to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So, technically, they're
I've seen that. Dangerous.
Yeah, Deckneck says the same thing you said. There's also something known as a ghoul, and they are known to have various different kinds of forms.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
It's a Karen cow, says Deckneck. Could we have a Karen cow on our hands here? Skinny, bony, aggressive.
Jeez, I hope not. She'll want to see our manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this thing is like running up this kid, not to kill him or attack him, but just to threaten him. To get off his property. It's too close. It's gonna call the cops. The cops show up and this fucking thing is sitting there like all
Yeah, wasn't this kid in a fort though? That's what he was doing, right? He was building a fort when he saw this thing.
It was more of like he was showing off his fort, and as he touches like one of the fucking gates, it just collapses on the ground. Like, I mean, it's like, wow, quite the defense you have built up here, son. I mean,
right?
But I do understand that part because I always am very critical of the human aspect of the video. Why are they, why are they recording? Is there a legitimate reason to why they're recording? Because if you just pick up a camera and you're filming your friend doing a weird dance or your cat playing, okay, possibly. But if you're picking up your phone and just randomly recording for no reason and then something just like that happens, that's suspicious. That's, to me, always
very much so.
a sign, a red flag. But this one, he's showing off, he's doing something. He has a purpose to be recording, okay. The second thing I look at is the genuine reaction of whatever they're recording real. Is the fear there? I think that at first it was like this one kind of seemed I wasn't really sure on it. The scream he had was kind of like Now,
well, he's not sure what he's looking at though.
That, and I think when you have pure terror, you don't really know what kind of noise to make. It just kind of comes out. And
True.
He's also a pubescent, I can't say the word, a teenager, a young teenager. So he's going through, his voice is going through some things. He might not sound what we expect, but I just, after looking at the video time and time again, when the creature's running, you can actually hear the leaves crunching. You can hear the creature making sounds as it's running. It's actually interacting with the environment. Where if it was CGI, now yes, you could edit in sounds, but that would be so insanely hard to do. And for this kid to do that, which he sounds, I don't know, like what, 14, 15 at best.
About that.
That seems like a huge stretch. Not to mention the actual creature itself. If that was CGI, that would be insanely well done.
Be expensive, too.
Husk, who is Dill talking to? This is Ryan Tremblay. He's a cryptozoologist and a good friend of the channel. We've had him on several live streams before, and he was actually in the last video if you've watched the top 5 cryptid videos. What's up, Pamela and Ghost? The video camera is decent, so it has to have some credibility in my book. It's not a freaking toaster. That's true. The other thing is, like, it's a lot easier to make a CGI monster when you're filming on a 240p resolution scale. So it gives you way more slop and room for error when you're going into that editing process. Whereas if you have crystal clear 4K quality, you have to be so much more better with recording. This, at least, I know it doesn't look like it's 1080p, but it's at least, I would say, close to 720p. It's probably filmed with just a basic phone camera that, whatever the kid has, maybe an iPod or something like that, I don't know. Or it could just be one of the little, handheld cameras you get for your Christmas as an early little flip recorders. I had one of those. They don't shoot the best quality ever, but it's good enough quality that I think would be really hard to edit on.
Oh yeah, it'd be incredibly difficult to do.
I'm safe because of you, Dill. Thank you, Rebel.
Oh, you saved somebody, did you, Dill?
I save a lot of people. It's hard to keep track. Can we ask a question to Ryan? Asked Nicola. Yeah, absolutely. If you got a question for Ryan, go ahead. You can either tag me or Ryan, and I'll ask Ryan or answer him. So if you got a question for Ryan, go ahead. He's a cryptozoologist. Yeah. He knows every cryptid. Was it a rake? So we actually have talked about this on the channel. Ryan, can you kind of explain what is a rake and why we don't believe in it?
All right. Well, essentially, the rake is a creepypasta creation. It's a character told in stories, but we have to keep in mind, though, people are seeing something. They're seeing either the Ashmen, the crawlers, or the ghoul. So is it a rake? Yes and no in a very weird way. The rake isn't real, but we are seeing something that was the inspiration for the rake, if that makes any sense.
I think it does. If the rake is kind of like what I always think about, is kind of like Slender Man, where I think it's a creepypasta. It's a fan-made monster that took off with popularity. But, like you said, it's always based off something that is real. People are seeing something. They are just misidentifying. And I talk about misidentification all the time. And you can get this probably most common with Bigfoot and Dogman, seeing those two. Because a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, especially if it was from a distance.
True.
But it could happen with, say, like Mothman. You could have a Mothman sighting that's reported, documented, and then it turns out that was just, a really large bird that's native to the area or something like that. And it can happen all the time. Misidentification is probably the cause of a lot of false sightings and or sightings that people thought was something that it wasn't. Or maybe they thought they saw Bigfoot, but they saw something else. Kind of like with the rake. Now they don't know any better because they don't, in their minds, they kind of know of the rake like most people, but don't know that it's a creepypasta, so, they call it the rake. But this thing, like Ryan said, it could be a ghoul, a crawler, coming from the caves to steal your mom, your girlfriend, your wife. Does Ryan have any accounts of wolf-bear stories?
You mean like Bearilla? There's a werewolf called Bearilla that's associated with the wolf bear.
Bearilla?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have like 8 arms?
No, he's just a really big werewolf, about 8, 9 tall. I'll be doing a video on him probably next couple weeks, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, nice. I like that picture that you shared on Twitter. Actually, I wish I could find it. The picture of the Dogman facing off against the sheepdog.
Oh yeah,
that's a cool picture.
Pretty cool, huh?
Ryan, what got you into cryptids?
Interestingly enough, Godzilla movies. That's where I started getting obsessed with monsters as a young age. I was watching Godzilla. It's kind of like, ooh, monsters. It just led to an obsession with that.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, it's the same. They are cryptids, in the same sense. It's just that they're way larger on an extreme scale.
And it's kind of cool to think that if they were real, would we treat them like cryptids? I think we would.
In what way do you mean?
We'd have people studying certain ones and giving theories on certain ones. So it'd be interesting to actually view that, to actually live in that time.
Oh, where like cryptids are proven to be, like we know cryptids are real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Yep, that would be interesting.
That'd be awesome.
People, because it'd be only a matter of time. Somebody. My theory is that some country, probably us as included as the United States, would probably try to weaponize some of them. Whatever ones they could. Especially Bigfoots. I feel like Bigfoots are intelligent enough. They'd try to weaponize them because that's what every country. First thing they think of is war. How can we make money off of this? How can we use it to our advantage? So
Right. Well, there's
Likely.
that theory that they weaponized the Dogman. If you buy into that.
I think the Dogman would be so hard to control. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is a wild animal at the end of the day. I mean, as what we believe it to be. You know, we can always go back and forth on whether we think it's native to the Earth or it's extraterrestrial from a different dimension or whatever. But assuming it's of this Earth, I feel like that would be so hard to.
It'd be a
weaponize.
stupid idea,
It would
essentially.
be. Asher says she would pet them.
She would too. If you pet a crocodile, she could get away with it.
She's
It's pretty
scared.
gnarly.
Yeah, I don't know what, now that I think about it, I don't know what got me into cryptids. I have always liked, I want to say Monster Quest is where I started watching that show because my dad watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting. It was always just a scary show to watch as a kid. They always had the recreation of the video and like what the monster looked like, and the guy's narration voice was badass and creepy, and I think that's what I started to get into it. And I've always liked Bigfoot. I've always believed in Bigfoot. But all these other cryptids I've just learned along the way. I didn't know about Dogman or... I think I knew about Mothman because that's... I don't know. That one I think I've always known about. Mothman and Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster are like the big three for me.
Well, really, Dogman's kind of new. Didn't become a big thing until the late '80s, early '90s.
Do you think he's always been... Do you think Dogman has been here forever? Do you think it's just this...
I do. I just think that it took a while for the media to pick up on him. Yeah.
I would like to see a Bigfoot and a Dogman fight in a cage. And I'm outside the cage watching. Who would you bet on if you had to pick between the two? You had to bet, let's say $100 on it. Who would you put the money down on?
I'm going to go with Dogman because he's got the fang and the claws, and you just cannot ignore that.
I think I would bet on Bigfoot as long as he is the same size or bigger. If the Dogman is bigger, I'm going to go with the Dogman because it does have the natural gifts of killing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't bet against Big Monkey. I can't.
Sure.
The only thing is, like, I don't know. If we're going, like, say, to the death, it'd be really hard not to pick Dogman. But
Yeah,
Bigfoot, I mean, let's say, the average Bigfoot is, let's just say, for argument's sake, is 8 foot to 9 foot tall. Somewhere in that range. 7 to 9 feet. If the Dogman is anything smaller than that, and let's say the Bigfoot has 400, 500 pounds on the Dogman, maybe the Dogman's a little bit leaner, a little bit less muscle on it, I'm going to pick the Bigfoot every time just because I think the Bigfoot is going to be stronger than the Dogman. But if we don't know really how big the Dogman is, I guess. I mean, if the Dogman's the same size as Bigfoot or bigger, it's really hard to bet against him.
But a primate against a canine? I don't know, man. That's a tough call.
But think about it. Would you bet now, I'm not saying Dogman is relative to like a jaguar, but if you were putting a leopard versus a silverback gorilla, who would you put your money on?
I'm going to go with the leopard, man, just because it's got the claws, it's got the fangs, it's got the killing instinct, too.
I think it does, but I think if a silverback gorilla hit a leopard, it would I can't see the leopard getting a hold of something that strong. Now, the leopard is pound for pound the strongest cat there is. I mean, tigers would kill all of the cats, lions are second, and then I don't know what your third one, probably leopard would probably be the third biggest one. But leopards, pound for pound, are the strongest big cats in the world. I do believe that still stands true.
Yeah, they're badass.
They are the best they're solo hunters. They are badass. I love me a leopard, but I don't know that I could see a leopard, because the only way a leopard would win that fight would be to crush the trachea of the silverback gorilla. I'm talking big ass gorilla, big ass neck. I don't even know if the leopard's jaw could get around that. I just think that the silverback gorilla would get its hand on that leopard and literally break a limb. I think it would grab its arm while the leopard's biting it. I mean, it don't matter, and it would just snap it right in half. This is common with primates in the wild, where they get territorial with, like, say, I know chimpanzees with smaller monkeys. They catch them out of the trees, and there's video of them, holding them. The monkeys are fucking biting them and stuff, and they just snap their limbs and then rip them off and they eat the monkey. Mm-hmm. They're savages, man. I just, in that same sense, I think if Bigfoot got a hold of Dogman and they were in a fight to the death, as long as Dogman's not wildly bigger than Bigfoot, I think that it could be a potentially extremely dangerous situation for the Dogman if Bigfoot got one of them limbs and just snapped it. Because I think Bigfoot, no matter the case, is way stronger than Dogman, in my opinion.
Possibly. I guess we'll never know, but possibly.
I mean, I would like to know. I really
I
hope
would
someday.
like to know, too.
I don't want to see either of them die, but I think it would be awesome.
I'd try fighting one of them, man. I don't know. It'd be worth it.
It's just an interesting thought I've always thought about. It all depends because we don't really know exactly how big the Dogman is. Where Bigfoot, we have tons of videos of him. We kind of have the same. It's the same thing every time. He's 7 to 9 feet tall. There's a lot of sightings, but there's no hard evidence for the Dogman quite yet. I know there's some videos out there and pictures, and we actually are going to watch a couple of them that could possibly be Dogman or could not. Which kind of brings me on to my next point. Is the next video. And this one, I'm genuinely curious what you think, because I don't know that this, as I get it ready here, I don't know if this is a Dogman, but I don't know what else it would be.
And Geek Squad, yeah, I actually have been out in the woods plenty of times. Ooh, Nicola, wow.
Let's see here.
That's a good question right there.
Who would win, the Dogman or the extinct giant cave bear?
I'm going to have to go with the cave bear on this one, man.
I don't know what that is, but if it's a giant bear, bears, it's hard to beat a bear.
They were pretty damn big, too.
Yeah, and I mean, bears are just hard to kill in general.
Mm-hmm.
So this video is the one, I'll put it on screen now, where it shows a creature jumping and scaling up this hill, and it appears to be jumping with all 4 legs, kind of like a frog almost. I mean, I don't know how else to describe this. Very bizarre video. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I assume this would be closer to, say, Bigfoot territory, Dogman territory. Now, I've never seen a Bigfoot act like this on video, but do you have any thoughts of what this could be?
Well, people have said they've seen Bigfoot spider walking, so if they spider walk, they might jump around like this, too.
The other thing I thought, it could be an adolescent Bigfoot, a younger one, just fucking around.
It could be, yeah. It could be like playtime for the baby or something.
Yeah, and they'd probably wander away a little bit, and...
Looking at that, though, that does remind me of a monkey jumping around. The way the body is built.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It does look like a primate. Now, I forget where the video was shot, but I say it in my video. But it was, I want to say California? I want to say California. But anyways, yeah, there, in theory, shouldn't be any, like, chimpanzees roaming around this, especially in the wild, unless it's someone's pet chimpanzee, which I don't even know if you can have anymore. I don't know. But it is odd. Yeah. Now, could it be a guy in the suit? Possibly. I mean, it's pretty hard to tell from that distance and that quality, but...
I don't know. The jumps are pretty good, though. For a guy in a costume to jump like that, it'd be kind of hard.
It does seem like he's got some good air on him. I mean, from a distance, it doesn't look that impressive, but you got to consider he's from a pretty good ways away.
And humans kind of pause when they hit the ground after a jump. They pause to jump again. This guy's just jump. So there's no initial pause.
Yeah, the only thing I think that's weird about this clip, when I, to be honest, watched it, is the guy recording is sitting there filming this mountainside like about a minute before this thing starts moving around.
Oh, okay. You think he's waiting for the guy to show up?
And maybe. And it is suspicious. If I had to bet on this being real or fake, I would bet money that this would be fake. I'm more leaning that way. Not to say it is, but that's where I would go with it if I had to go with one way or the other. Just because the way that this guy sold it to me, it didn't really jive, and I just didn't feel it. He just, I don't know. It just, when I watched his interview and everything, he didn't seem rattled by it. He was kind of like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah, he doesn't seem nervous enough. It just seems like if you saw this in the wild by yourself, you'd get really worked up.
Yeah. And it's weird because he was showing this he was panning around the countryside, showing this all off, and then he stops right where you see this thing jumping for like a minute and just films this. Like he's like, all right, buddy, like jump out, it's your cue. I don't know, it's just kind of the vibe I got from it, but who knows? I mean, maybe it's a fucking cracked out Bigfoot.
Well, is that his hand that goes in front of the camera, almost like it's a signal to the guy up the hill?
Possibly. Well, I think the hand went over after the guy had already jumped out, because I think that cuts to the closer zoom in.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah. Yeah, the hand comes out after the thing's already in view, but who knows? Maybe there's, I don't know.
Hand gesture, maybe telling him to get closer or whatever.
Yeah, it could be. I always would figured I would be the guy that would catch a Bigfoot on camera, and my finger's in the way of the lens. I'm like, oh my god, you guys, I have the best Bigfoot footage ever, and my finger, you just see my finger, and you maybe see Bigfoot's legs, and you're just like, oh my fucking god, and you get home and review the footage, and it's all it is your finger.
That would suck, though.
Oh, that would suck so bad. I would, oh man.
So bad at you, man. I'd be like, what the hell, Dylan?
I mean, my dream in life is to catch Bigfoot on camera. That would be like a mind-blowing experience. And if I do catch him on camera, I promise it'll be the best Bigfoot footage probably to date.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna chase him down, dude.
I will get closer. I will get closer to Bigfoot unless he's like actively like super fucking aggressive. I can outrun a Bigfoot. I can. My 40 is like insane. I got like a 60-second 40-yard dash. I mean, I can book it.
All right. You're Mr. Track Star over here. Okay.
60-second 40. That's like turtle's pace. I got 2 bad knees, but I mean, I don't even need to run from Bigfoot. I'll casually walk away. I would never probably, unless it's like actively chasing me. I don't even know that I would run from a cryptid. Because
I think it depends on which one.
That's true. I mean, if say like you got Dogman on you, he's chasing you. I don't think I'm gonna run because A, it's gonna make him want to chase you.
Right.
It's just the predatory instinct. And B, you're not gonna outrun him anyway. So what's the point? No. I would stand my ground, grab whatever I could, a stick, a rock, and I'm gonna make loud noises. Act like it's the same defense when you're around a bear. You shout bear, bear. You act as big and loud as possible to kind of scare them off. Make the Dogman think, well, maybe this guy, I don't want to fuck with him. In my case, I would have a combat stick, so all of you would probably die, but me, I'm fine.
That's messed up, though.
It looks like the thing latches onto a branch on its way down, like a chimp, says Long Brother. It does have a lot of chimp qualities. It really does look like that, for sure.
And this guy is really just way, way too calm, though.
Yeah, like Ash says, he was way too calm. He's sitting out in the open, doesn't even attempt to hide or run, which I do find odd. But he doesn't even say anything this whole time. He's just like, what the hell's that? Which is just such a stage thing to say. Like, oh my god, what is that? It is crazy. If I saw something like this, I might be speechless just because I can't believe what I'm seeing. But you would hear it in my voice when I talk. I'd be like, well, that, I would just be speechless. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what I'm saying as I'm watching it live.
Yeah, there'd be that stammering and just,
Yeah, like, what the fuck? I would get nervous. If I ran into a cryptid, I would be nervous. Now, if something like this, I would try to get closer. I would try to get better quality. Now, I'm gonna have a better camera than this guy, so already I'm winning that video battle. But let's see.
It could be a juvenile Bigfoot.
That's if this was real. Let's pretend for a second, or just go with that. I would put my money that it'd be a juvenile Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That jump just seems really fluid, though.
It looks like he almost swings his arms up when he does jump. Like he kind of swings his arm up and jumps. Which, see, I don't know where he comes from. He comes from behind a rock or something.
I suppose if it was rehearsed, they could do a good job like that. But I don't know, on the fly, I don't know about that.
Now, is he jumping up the hill or down the hill is the question.
He's jumping down. He's coming downwards toward the guy.
See, now that would be a little creepy, as if it's jumping towards you like a cracked out monkey. Be like, yo, chill. But I don't know. It looked like it almost stands up at the end. And you kind of look around.
I think there's a slope that it goes on. That's why it disappears for a minute before it shows up again.
Yeah, it looks like it definitely stood up there on 2 legs, and it did look like. I would have to say I would vote Bigfoot if this clip was real. Would you say the same?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The guy's interview isn't impressive either, says Ashers. Yeah, I agree. It didn't seem genuine. When I watched the clip of him talking about his recounting the story, it just didn't seem. It seemed like he was trying to remember. He was kind of stalling and trying to create time so we could remember exactly what he said before. I don't know. I don't think this clip is real in my personal opinion.
It's probably a really well done hoax. I mean, yeah. It looks like it could be.
Which I like, and by the way, for everyone, like, hoaxes are not a bad thing in the cryptid community. It gives us something to do. It gives us something to, like, sort and sift through. I enjoy some of the fake ones, as long as they're well done. It spreads awareness and expands the community, which is a good thing. We know that we believe in it, and so that we think it's real, but What's up, meme guy? Asher says she wouldn't be willing to bury the flag on this one.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. We'll get to the next clip now. Let's see. This is another supposed Dogman clip of it stalking. Let's see here. Stalking a woman in her car. This one's pretty interesting because throughout this video, now this is a shorter version of the video we're watching, it kind of stands up towards the end. It's hard to tell because this woman, I don't know if she's... I don't know, she's shaking like a motherfucker. Is she cold? I mean, I don't know. Just, like, put the camera on something. Goddamn. But, you can clearly tell there's something in the bush tree line, whatever you want to call it. And I can't... At times I can see its ears. Like, you can see it has pointy ears, and I can't tell what it's exactly doing, if it's squatting or standing. But have you seen this clip before, and what do you think of it?
You know, I've seen this plenty of times, and honestly, I have to wonder if this is just paradox. You know, because really, you don't see any really great movement that would suggest it's living.
Right. It, like, she claims in the video that it just stood up, or it just moved, or it got, like, you know... I think she said it stood up, I think.
The way she talks, though, it kind of seems like a prank she's pulling on somebody.
It could, yeah, it could be.
She's not really frightened. She's not terrified.
I just, for the life of me, can't tell what I'm looking at. Like, I can see at one point, you can see the pointy ears, you can see the head. Is it looking at her? Is it looking down? Is it squatted? Where's the shoulders? It's hard to exactly see what it is. If it was real, I don't know. Like, if the video is real and it's not a hoax, I don't know what else that would be. I mean, you can definitely see pointy ears in the motherfucker, and you can definitely tell it's a large creature.
I don't know, man. I still gotta wonder if that's paradox and we're seeing the reflection off the leaves and whatnot. Because it's a windy day. You can tell. Look at the branches. They're swaying, so...
Yeah, it could be. It could be. The way that, you know, she mentions she's at a school waiting for her daughter to come. This lady's daughter works at the school. I don't know doing what, but... so assuming like she's going to come out in this parking lot and this Dogman's just... I mean, if this is a school, there can't be a huge wooded area, I would assume, next to the school. That just... Huge wooded areas next to schools don't really jive. They don't really, you know... It's not really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt that there'd be like a huge forest next to this fucking school, like right in the same parking lot. You know, kids would go running in there all the time and fucking, they'd have that shit fucking... They would never build a school next to a forest, I don't think, in the first place.
Oh, they would. They would. I mean, my old high school in Charlton, Massachusetts, it was literally in the middle of the woods, dude.
What?
Yeah, there was woods on all sides of the school.
Like deep woods that can inhabit like large creatures, though?
Oh, yeah, dude. You could look outside, you'd see deer running across the fucking football field.
That seems like such a horrible, horrible idea. But I mean, like today... And maybe back in the day, like older school, sure, but there's no way in today's age they'd ever do that because it's just screaming for lawsuits and fucking people stealing kids into the woods and, you know, just right out of the parking lot. I don't know, it just seems like such a bad idea. Kids running into the woods, fucking getting lost, hurting themselves, dying on school, you know. I don't know. But okay, let's say this was a huge wooded area. It could sustain something like that. Then they would be perfect area for this.
Yeah, but why would
some food.
That they're watching her though? You know, I mean, why would it come out while she's in the car?
Yeah. But like you said before, I don't really see much movement from this thing. It doesn't look like it's moving at all.
Yeah, I think it's a tree trunk. Yeah, like Nicola said, it could be a shadow of a tree trunk.
Now, Asher's does bring up a kind of a good point here. She is shaking. Could that be out of fear? Could that show a genuine reaction in and of itself? Is that she is scared and she can't, you know, that's why she's shaking.
No, I think it's just the way she's sitting. I think she's kind of turned in a way where it's very uncomfortable and her hands are just, you know.
That could be it too. Yeah. You can tell she's in the driver's seat, looking back at the left side rear of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would have gotten out. If that were me and I saw something, I would have gotten out to look closer, but not too close to it.
Well, what I said is if this was me, and I said this in the video, I would just, you're in a fucking car, just reverse or turn around. But I would just reverse right up to this motherfucker so that it never leaves camera view. Because I feel like if you turn the car, it's gonna spook it, and you're not gonna get on camera running away. But I'd reverse, never letting it leave my view of the camera, and just get as close as I could.
Yeah, and try to get some sound too. Maybe, you know, have the phone outside so you can get some roars or howls, whatever's going on there.
Yeah, I'd roll down my fucking window and throw out the French fry that's under my seat at it and see if it reacts to it. You know, eats it. You know.
Yeah, it looks like a shadow to me, though. Seriously. The more I look at it, the more it looks like a shadow.
It's not the most convincing thing I've ever seen. I'm like on the fence with this one. It didn't really do it for me, but it was interesting enough to talk about, I think, because it is odd.
Mm-hmm.
But Asher's, by the way, what do you think about this clip? It's shaking because when you zoom in the max on a phone camera, the little vibration in your hand. Yeah, it's true. When you're zoomed in all the way, yeah, it does appear more shaky.
Yep.
But it honestly doesn't look like she's zoomed in all the way because you can see her interior of her car still, which she's not sitting very far away from.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she doesn't have a very great zoom, but still, it shouldn't shake. I mean, I don't know. Asher says she agrees it's fake. What's up, some baked guy? QLT Gaming, Saren, if I haven't got you in, sorry for... I'm not ignoring you. Evolution. What's up, guys? We're going to move on to the next video now. We all are kind of in agreement that one's probably likely fake. Odd, to say the least, but... Or maybe not fake, but just not what a Dogman. It could be, like Ryan saying, a shadow, or it could be a guy in a suit. Like I said in the video, it could be a cracked out janitor waiting for,
that got dark.
His employee to fucking come to the car. That's why you always carry pepper spray or a taser on you women. Don't ever walk alone. The next one is probably one of my favorites. Now, I will play audio from this one, and I'll kind of let this play out, and we can listen to it.
Okay.
Let's see here. So this is the infamous Bigfoot screams and the howls and the language. Now, this isn't the full clip. It's just part of it from my video. The best audio that you get from this is at the end, but it's a long clip, so I just said, fuck it. We've all seen the clip. So I'll play some of this with sound, and we'll see what we think.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks.
Some damn good audio.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of creepy though.
Mm-hmm. It is. So what I love about this one, is the fact that it's not just screams or noises. They're actually communicating with each other. And at the end of the video, you can hear what appears to be, and I always will say this, is the alpha of the group, the leader of whatever these are, which we're presuming is Bigfoot. Actually, calm, like, he lets out, like, all these other Bigfoots have lighter voices or, lighter toned screams and hollers, and this Bigfoot that you can tell is way bigger than the rest with how deep his voice is. He comes out and basically tells them to shut the fuck up. Is basically what he's saying. It sounds like he's kind of quieting them down, making them chill. I don't know. It could be a threat to whatever because these guys are mocking them. They're sending signal back. He could be kind of gathering them or sending a warning to whatever that noise that they're hearing, which is these guys in this video. Have you ever heard audio from Bigfoot like this before, Ryan?
Yeah, on the Sierra Sounds. It's very similar to Ron Moorhead's stuff. Yeah, that's why I think that's legit, man. I really do.
Oh, I absolutely do as well. And it's so crystal clear. And the fact that to me, that it sounds like they're using a language. They're not just making sounds. They're actually communicating with each other. And there sounds like there's at least 3 or 4 of them at the very least.
It sounds like that samurai chatter that so many people report.
And it's just so creepy. I mean, the fact that... And you would assume, though, too, that Bigfoots, with being how intelligent they are, they would have developed some form of communication with each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to go with the theory that they're part human, absolutely they would have.
Yeah. But it's like, for example, gorillas can learn sign language. They're very smart. And I would go to as far as assume that Bigfoots are likely the smartest primates of all. And with how elusive they are and how good at, staying out of the human eye they are. And if a gorilla can learn sign language, Like, I think what did I forget the gorilla's name? The famous gorilla that was friends with Robin Williams. I forget Coco.
Yep.
I forget
Coco.
what was it, like some 2,000 sign language words or something like that, or was it even more than that?
I think it was about 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like something like 2,000. I could be wrong on that number, but something like over 1,000 sign language words, and it knew. I forget the other. It knew a bunch of fucking words. It was crazy to me, and so if a gorilla knows. If it has the brain capacity to learn sign language, just imagine what a Bigfoot could do. I think this is a great example of that. Is they can actually use vocal language. They created their own language to talk to each other.
Absolutely, it's a case of monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're out camping and you're in your tent. You're like, I just you went by yourself, and all of a sudden you're in this little plastic tent. These guys, however, we're not. But let's just say you're in your little plastic tent. And you start hearing these things fucking yelling at you. They're surrounding your tent, throwing shit at you.
Oh, I'm running out there to fight them, dude.
Are you with your stick?
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, I'm not even going to try to avoid it. I'm just going to be out there, yep, let's rock, bros.
Do you think that Bigfoots are scared of fire?
I don't see why they would be.
To me, I look at pretty much every other animal and how they don't like fire. And they're probably not. I mean, there's no way they're used to it because maybe they've learned how to make fire. I doubt it because I don't think they need it. I don't think they ever need to have a use for fire. But
there's a lot of people that said they got reports of Bigfoot using fire. I don't necessarily believe it right away, but it is possible though, man.
I just can't think of a reason why they would need it. They're equipped with natural body fat fur that keeps them warm. They don't need it for warmth. I don't think they need it to cook food. I mean, that doesn't sound plausible to me. They've adapted for thousands of years, likely, on eating the diet that they currently have, which is probably, grubs, berries, whatever they can scavenge and find, and possibly even kills of other animals. Maybe a dead deer laying on the ground. They might scavenge that. I think it's plausible to assume that they're omnivores, but I don't think they would have to cook it.
True. All right.
Now maybe they were using fire to make weapons, or I don't know, something like that. A lot of times, and I forget what the actual word is for it, but when you are building, say, like a log cabin, you have to burn all the logs before you build your log cabin. You don't just use raw logs. You burn them first. You get them blackened. There's a word for it. I forget off the top of my head, but fire would harm their invasiveness, says Ashers. I feel like they would hate fire because it would just screw with their environment. They just probably would fuck. But my point is, like you said, you'd come out and fight them. If you were pinned down by a Bigfoot at a campfire and you grabbed a stick that was on fire, would that be enough to keep them at bay? Because they probably wouldn't care to.
I think for a short time it would be. Then he's going to realize how to get around it. So no, I don't think it'd hold him at bay too long.
Yeah, if he wanted to get you, he could.
Oh yeah.
But what's up, Coltana? Evolution says, plot twist, Bigfoot have cities and the ones we see are just outcasts. That would be fascinating.
There is a theory on that, that they were once people of Atlantis. So anything is possible.
It is. That's very true. Maybe Bigfoots have some kind of secret technology, and that's why maybe cloaking, they have, I don't know, something where that's why we are so rarely able to film them and find them, is maybe they have some kind of technology. Which there's a lot of theories too that they're not from this world. And if they are, they're from a civilization that's way more advanced than us, regardless. And that, I more am prone to believe that they are natural creatures of the earth, but who knows?
Could be possible, man. You never know. Some people say they were created by the Atlanteans.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how they come about that theory, but
I feel like I know your answer to this already, but I guess more for the people in chat. If you could find... People always ask me what cryptid I would want to find most, and I will say Bigfoot 10 out of 10 times, because that's just the cryptid I'm most passionate about, and I feel I believe in them most. That is the one I'm most invested in. I want that. If you were to find and discover any cryptid, and I mean, you can have it... You could either kill it, find it, just see it with your own eyes, film it, whatever you wanted, whatever would, be satisfactory to you. If you could discover a cryptid, which one would it be?
Ooh, good question. I'm going to have to go with Jersey Devil.
Oh, really? That's not what I was... Yeah. I thought you were going to go with Dogman.
Everybody thought I was going to go with Dogman. No, just Jersey Devil is because, that's the one that people don't think exists. They think it's the hardest one to believe.
So you're going for the one that's not as known, that people...
Right.
You're trying to prove something that's like, hey, look, this is real after all. Okay.
Yeah, just an I told you so. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I like that. I know Asher's would go with Mothman, 100%. That's the one she'd want to discover.
No, she'd go with an aquatic cryptid, I bet. Ogopogo or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. I think Asher's would 100%. I think if she had the option to run into a cryptid, find it, film it, or kill it, it would be Mothman. In her case, she'd want to marry. She has a crush on Mothman, obviously, as you know.
Mothman's not her favorite, though. I'm telling you.
Well, it might not. I mean, but it's one of her favorites. I don't know. I just got a feeling Asher's would probably. Text and yeah, in chat, let me know what you guys would go with. Texas Panhandle says, Yeti. That would be a good one. Yeti would
Excellent
be a fantastic
choice.
one because that's another one of them. Kind of like we don't have a lot of evidence of Yetis, but they're believed, and I believe in Yetis, but they're believed to be way more aggressive, bigger than a Bigfoot. We've found their tracks before, and also the thing I've started to notice, and I've seen three occasions now on videos, and I've done one on Cryptid News, where the Indian Army, the official Indian Army, found tracks up in one of their mountain ranges. And I mentioned that it's weird that the tracks are in there. You can tell it's a bipedal creature, but with bipedal creatures, you have tracks on left to right. These tracks are front and center, and they're in one straight line, which is not how a bipedal creature walks. But we've talked about this before, where if a creature is trying to hide its trail, it'll walk on its same tracks. So it doesn't,
Kind of like the Tusken Raiders from Star Wars, huh?
They march and so that was and I don't know what other animals are known to do this, where they walk in a certain way to hide their numbers when they're, so predators can't follow them or track them as easy. But that's interesting that a Yeti could possibly do that. But we've seen it on all three occasions where the tracks were like that. They were huge tracks, but they were right in front of each other. They weren't left or right like a human would walk. So, and maybe they walk different too. I mean, who knows? But you don't believe Mothman is a cryptid. But technically, how isn't it a cryptid? Because it's something that's believed to be real, but we have no proof of. Which, by definition, is a cryptid.
It's not an animal. By definition, a cryptid is an unknown animal. Unidentified animal.
Yeah, but how do we know it's not an animal?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Mothman is not an animal, dude. No way.
Well, but you can't say definitely because we don't know. Like it's a theory. It's all.
I don't know. Given the descriptions, I don't think he's an animal, bro.
Yeah, but let's go into the descriptions here. We're talking about people who have seen him at night for a few seconds from a distance. How much do you trust those eyewitness accounts out of all the ones that are real?
It's a good point, but I still don't think he's an animal. I think he's an ultra-terrestrial.
And that's fair. You can believe that. That's fair. I don't think I could ever rule out that Mothman's not a natural creature of the earth. Even though I don't personally believe he is, I agree with you. But looking at it from the other side of the spectrum, I think I'm trying to keep it like I don't know. I think that it's possible. Would he
be, though? I mean, that would be a huge animal, dude.
It would be, but so would a Dogman or Bigfoot. It'd be massive.
Yeah, fair enough.
And same with Thunderbird. Thunderbirds are believed to be the size of a small prop plane. How would we never see a Thunderbird if it's that big? Where would it fly? I don't know. That's why I say they're probably nocturnal. They probably live in a very giant area of woods, and I don't know. But sometimes it doesn't really make sense to how it could be. Like the Thunderbird is one I've thought about a lot. It's like, how is it possible a bird could be that big and never be seen? We don't have any footage of a Thunderbird flying around. There's none. It doesn't exist. At least on YouTube.
I mean, we might actually have footage, but we just don't know how big a bird is when it's way up in the sky.
True, but I think that I don't know, something that big would be caught by so many people, in my opinion, unless it was somewhere where there's just no people. But when you're flying around and gliding, it's hard to not get spotted because you have altitude and you're visible from very far away to a lot of people. So I think a Thunderbird staying hidden would be a million times harder than, say, a Bigfoot staying hidden, because a Bigfoot's in the trees. He's in there. He's a lot smaller. Thunderbirds are huge. Their wingspans would be noticeably bigger than, say, a bald eagle. It'd be night and day. Now maybe their exaggerated size is that they're the size of a prop plane. Maybe they're not quite that big. Maybe they're not that much bigger than the biggest bird on the planet, and it's it could be easily misidentified as a condor or a golden eagle or whatever, which is possible as well.
Okay.
Chris Maki with a question for Ryan Tremblay says, do you think the old story about the Jersey Devil is true, or was the story made later after the monster was seen?
You mean the story of the Leeds child? I definitely have to think that was true, and that came about before the Jersey Devil was seen. You ever heard the story about the Leeds child, though?
I have not.
Oh, it's about a mother that had 12 kids, and when she became pregnant with the 13th child, she said a devil could have it. Supposedly, when she gave birth to the 13th child, it became the Jersey Devil.
Well, to be fair, that's her problem for having 13 children. You know?
Well, I mean...
You're just asking for trouble at that point.
Yeah, but she was kind of getting raped by the drunkards and whatnot, so it wasn't really her fault.
Yeah, you gotta hate when that happens. Those damn drunks. Fucking.
Right? Damn dudes always drinking Steel Reserve.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Goddamn it. Hate them. Me and Paca, we don't drink. You know.
No, not at all.
What's up, Giga Mad Max? Darwin.
Alaska would be the most likely to exist. Yes and no. I mean, Bigfoot could definitely exist. And that's very high on the likely to exist. So is Dogman. I mean, you can't really say Alaska's the most likely to exist.
Yeah, I think Bigfoot and Dogman are, to me, the easiest to believe.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the most sense. When you're getting into Mothman territory, when you're getting into, Jersey Devil territory, when you're getting into Skinwalker territory, it's harder to wrap our brains around what it could be because it's likely not a physical being of this earth. And
right.
Even if it's been on this earth for a long time, it's something that's not explainable because we don't understand it. So, whereas Bigfoot and Dogman, I think I'm more inclined to believe, especially Bigfoot, that they're natural, just normal creatures of the earth that just have an insane ability to avoid human detection.
Mm-hmm. Agreed 100%.
I don't even think it's necessarily like where Bigfoot's scared of being on camera because I think it's just they have either an insanely heightened sense of smell or hearing,
mm-hmm.
and they just don't. They know what humans are about. They don't want to fuck with humans. They could probably very likely see us as a predator, and they just like any prey, you spook a deer from certain distance, they're gonna fucking take off and run. They're not gonna. They're gonna do everything that their instincts tell them to get the fuck away from you.
So basically, they just know that humans suck.
Yeah, and humans do suck. I hate humans.
We do. Yeah, we absolutely do.
Yeah, I really do wish for the day where there is either a cryptid war, like I've always been talking about, and I get to go out swinging. I mean, in a badass way. I want a camera guy filming me live streaming. I'm punching fucking baby Bigfoots left and right, kicking them up in the air, slapping fucking, little duendes, just flicking them across the fucking field. That'd be badass. And I get overrun by little duendes, and you just see my hand sticking out of a pile of duendes. Be badass, man.
That'd be awesome.
Mothman's flying around, snatching people out of the fucking Sears parking lot. Fucking, you got Thunderbird fucking throwing laser beams out of his eyeballs. We're like, we didn't even know he could do that. Yeah, he's like, me neither. And it'd just be a bad day for humans.
That's the real Clash of the Titans right there.
Yeah, big Mothman's like fucking Mothra, and Thunderbird's basically like Rodan, and I'm like Godzilla.
Thunderbird's a cowardly little shit, huh? Okay.
Aggressive, but yeah. I can understand doubt of Bigfoot for people who haven't seen or heard any of the evidence, says Darwin.
That's all by choice, though.
Yeah. I mean, some people just aren't they don't believe in cryptids. They're they don't care. And some people genuinely just have no idea what a cryptid is. I've met a lot of people who just don't know because they just haven't been on that side of the internet. They haven't, and everyone knows a Bigfoot. I think if you don't know a Bigfoot, I mean, you're living under a rock. But I've met a lot of people who
look at Asher's and I. We have to deal with people who call them cryptics. And we're going, it's cryptid.
It is weird. Where did that come from? But why do people say cryptics? Where did that start? Why is that a thing?
It's something that was started by different communities because when you say something cryptic, you're kind of saying something that's secretive, right?
Yeah.
They applied that term to the cryptids. Rather than calling them cryptids, they decided, we're going to call them cryptics because they're secret. They're not really secret, though, so the term cryptic doesn't apply. And it's just it caught on,
It's like they think cryptic is the word cryptid. They're just I don't know. They're just.
Oh yeah, it's weird, dude. When you try to tell them it's cryptid, and they don't want to believe it's cryptid. They say no, it's cryptic.
Yeah, it's just weird. I always say people say cryptic. I'm like, okay. Dillow's the one who is ready and knows what to do, but is always the first to die in a horror movie.
That's
probably
true.
just because they have to get the strongest character out so that it's even playing field for the murderer and the victims. That's probably true. They're gonna have me die in some bullshit, plot, fucking thinking I'm beating the shit out of the guy, about to kill him. I'm about to end this whole story, and then a fucking knife that's dangling on the ceiling falls and hits me in the back of the neck, killing me. And then the murderer gets up, he just barely escaped death. And now all the rest of the people in the movie are easy to kill. He can handle them, but because I'm out of the way. I agree.
That would suck.
That would suck. Evolution says he believes in the Billick, and that's about it.
Really? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
They kind of are secret. I bet our government knows all about them, says Dub45.
I bet they don't. I bet they don't. I bet the government.
Do you think the government has more knowledge than we do on say, any part of the cryptid?
No, absolutely not. I mean, they know they exist, but they don't know more about them than we do.
I would say this. I would be willing to bet, if I had money to bet, that the government has reports that are not made to the public, and this could date back for a long time, of cryptid activity. Say, I think there's stuff that they know that we don't. Now, I'm not saying they have cryptids in a lab and all that, but I would be willing to bet that they know more than we do.
Well, I mean, they know they exist. For sure, they know they're out there. They just don't give a crap.
I would, I don't know. I just feel like the military, all militaries all over the world likely know something. Someone knows something, like the amount of operations they do at night and all this equipment they have. They there's probably times where they've found something like, oh, what the fuck is that? There's a lot of theories, and my buddy at work was talking about this, and it was on a TV show I think he watched on Discovery Channel or whatever, but there was these guys that worked at a logging company, and they were chopping down trees, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically this team of guys, special ops, came in at nighttime on these helicopters. They landed in this wood, and they heard a bunch of gunfire. And then they saw these, I think it was either they saw a body being extracted from in the helicopters, like a large Bigfoot body, and they'd fly this way. And the theory is that these billionaires that are into logging want these Bigfoots dead, because if Bigfoots are found out to be proved, it would fuck up their logging industry. It would close the forest to become national protected forest, and you couldn't log there anymore. And that's money down the drain for them. So they hire these special op mercenary guys in that have a way to find these Bigfoots that know something. And kill them on sight and get rid of them out of these woods so that they can continue to make money off. That's a theory that was on, I don't know what show. It was either Discovery Channel or Finding Bigfoot or something like that. But it's an interesting thing to think about. And when it comes to money, I mean, who knows? I mean, I could definitely see that, where they don't want the Bigfoots in that area, because if they're found out to be real, that could open a whole can of worms in that area. That would bring all these people in, and it would halt their operations, and they like their money, so they're gonna do what it takes.
Yeah, I don't know how far it would go, though, honestly. I think they're just they're learning about them as we are too. I really don't think they have big cover-ups or whatever. I've never bought into that.
I don't know what the government would have to cover up in terms of cryptids like they do aliens, but maybe they know something about cryptids that we don't, and in the fact that maybe they are alien. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there are some cryptids that we think are of this world, but they're not. They're not from this world, and they know about them. And I do think that I'm not saying our government, like the president of the United States and Congress. I'm talking about people high up, just a select few, maybe secret agencies that we don't even know about. I'm talking about those people. I think that they know more, whatever it is. I think they know more than us. I think if you got to the top guy in whatever department and secret branch of the government, I think they would know something. I think they would know more, because my theory is that the Greys, or not the Greys, but the tall whites, they have tabs on every alien that's currently on Earth. Every extraterrestrial that's not from this world on Earth, they keep tabs on. They're responsible for teaching us about them, and they know that they're here because they know everything. They're all powerful, basically. And I think that I don't know how many aliens there are on Earth. Maybe Mothman's one of them. Maybe they know about him. This is a creature that is sent here. He's contracted with us, to investigate Earth. Maybe he has a purpose. I'm not saying that's the case, but that could be possible. So that information gets relayed down to whatever secret branch, and I just think that they know more than we do, but I don't know that it's stuff regarded to Bigfoot per se. I think Bigfoot's pretty much
some more aliens than anything else.
But like, would you be surprised if Bigfoot has been killed before and a body, they like whether it's government that killed him, military, whatever, and they go to turn his body in or whatever, and it's kept under wraps because.
I wouldn't be surprised at that. I mean, one body would just cause panic, but I would not be surprised if they covered that up.
I wouldn't either. So that's what I'm saying. Things like that where someone's seen a Bigfoot before, up close, dead, a real corpse, and we don't know about it. Why? Why do we not know about that? I just... And we've had theories about why people don't find dead Bigfoots around, in the middle of the woods.
Talk to
Very unlikely to find that. But I'm saying someone killed a Bigfoot. Like, someone shot this motherfucker. And, and that's not out of the ballpark of believability. Someone killing a Bigfoot. Whether it just be your average Joe with a gun or someone else that knew more than we did. Who knows? But it's interesting to me. I always think about that. And if anyone's actually ever seen a Bigfoot up close, like 100% right there on a table or whatever. And if I had put money on it, I'd say yeah.
Well, they have been killed before. I mean, if you look at the Ape Canyon incident, they did kill one back then.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Darkest Newt kind of... Ryan's talked about this before. He says, what if Bigfoot decomposes very quickly? When Ryan's brought up the fact that, you're talking about a creature that's likely dying in the middle of nowhere in the woods. I mean, it'd be so incredibly unlikely that you stumble across a Bigfoot body before nature takes care of it.
Absolutely. All the scavengers.
I don't think a Bigfoot would decompose before you got there. I think animals would eat it, the corpse. I mean, rodents and stuff, they would completely pick that thing clean.
Yep.
Coyotes, whatever, foxes, it would be a huge food source for the environment around that body.
Yep. Yeah, the moisture too. The moisture would definitely make the decomposition happen a lot quicker.
I agree. What's up, little Timmy? Spencer B. Yeah, Spencer B says in the woods a lot of moisture too, right as you said that.
There you go.
Ryan, have you heard of the North American mountain giants in the northern U.S. and Canada?
Oh yes, many, many times. We're actually going to be doing a video on them too. So
mountain giants are scary.
For that. Yeah, mountain giants are terrifying, dude.
Are they the same as, like, say the Iraqi giants or the Afghanistan giants or wherever they were?
Like the giant of Kandahar? Yeah, very, very similar. Okay. They were just really violent and just terrorizing things, dude.
Because I know those were believed to kill U.S. soldiers.
Yeah, in fact, in Nevada, they said the Native Americans actually trapped giants in a cave and burned them alive just to get rid of them.
Savages, man.
Oh, yeah.
You don't fuck with Native Americans. They were like fucking badass motherfuckers.
Right? They were like Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris even existed.
Yeah, dude. I could see, like, Native Americans, they, like, know about Bigfoot, you know what I mean? And they knew... I mean, that's another thing. Like, do you think that, like, way back in the day, I'll say, like, Native Americans, they knew a lot about Bigfoot. They've seen them. They had them in totem poles or whatever they had, markings. They knew about Bigfoot. They knew about a lot of things. Do you think that Bigfoot was, like, so chill with them that he didn't care? I mean, like, he would just,
Depends on what tribe you're going by, dude, because if you look at some of the names don't mean good things. Some of the names mean, like, giant cannibal. So was Bigfoot chill with them? No. They went to war with these guys.
So and this is another thing I guess I was kind of talking about, and this doesn't go under cover up, but it happened so long ago that maybe these tribes have killed some Bigfoots, and they know they exist. We just weren't alive at the time to, But
they still fear them, so...
I would bet money that a Bigfoot has been killed by human before, and body recovered and like looked upon. Now, whether that happened in our lifetimes or back when these older tribes were around, who knows? Probably likely more back in the day.
Yeah, more back in the day.
Because I think they were just smarter human beings than we are now. To be honest with you, smarter with nature. They were way smarter.
Yep.
We're gonna go for about 10 more minutes, guys. If you have any questions for Ryan, now is the time. Now is the time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And by the way, guys, I'm still working on It's like a little stream skit I'm working on, and then I'm also going to be working on a commercial as well, which is going to take time, but hopefully we'll have stream commercials soon, and yeah.
Ah, Husk Saw, Condor, huh? Nice.
Spencer says it took them a long time to find gorilla remains, too, and they weren't discovered yet.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Gorillas were just myths for a while.
Which is, I mean, people must have freaked out when they saw the first gorilla. Like, holy fuck, we thought chimpanzees were big. These guys are scary big.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Gimlin has some good videos on his channel talking about ape behavior and how long people lived around them before they discovered, or they were discovered. That's why, or where I heard about this stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Ryan
Bobby
Tremblay and Ashers really love Bob Gimlin as well.
Oh, yeah, Bobby G's the man. I may be doing a collaboration with him in the near future, actually.
That'd be dope.
Mm-hmm. It's in Iraq.
That'll get some views right there.
Oh, yeah.
What's the guy, oh, man. I forget his name. He is well known in the Bigfoot community. Todd Standings. Is it Todd Standings?
Oh, Todd the Fraud Standing? Yeah.
We were talking about it at work today. Now, I got an offer to do an interview with this guy, and my agent had requested that I turn it down. And so I did, and this guy wanted to do an interview out in the woods at 3 a.m., and he just gave me coordinates to meet him at. That's like how he does his interviews. And so I was going to go out there, and I was going to take him out. I wasn't going to kill him. I was just going to take him out and interview him and put him in a hollow. I have a bunch of hollow trees out in the woods all over the world. Not that I've done them, I just know where they are. Put him in a hollow tree, and then you fucking interrogate him. Like, Todd, what the fuck's wrong with you, you know?
There you go. That's how we do it. That's how we do it right there, dude.
I'll lock up Todd, fucking Chills, Bandit 6.7 was, I mean...
All of them
probably
all
used
together,
to living in a tree anyways.
I don't know, man. The power of their annoyance might overcome us at some point.
No, you're
I mean,
cool.
can you imagine that? You'd have Todd Standing trying to charge you for seeing a Bigfoot. Then you'd have Chill's voice. Then you'd have a Bandit 6.7. Hey, guys. Bandit 6.7 here.
That is actually a good impression right there. I wonder if he quit. I think he hasn't posted anything to YouTube. He might have got arrested. I know he was in trouble for stealing a chainsaw. And
yeah, he stole a chainsaw.
It's like, God.
Who the hell steals a chainsaw, though?
He's a bizarre human being.
Finished. What happened to the group?
I genuinely wish he would come back to YouTube because they were entertaining in a way. I mean, not because they were like quality, but they were just funny to watch.
Yeah.
It was just so dumb, but...
They were terrible.
Oh. He's like...
Speaking of people, where's our boy Dakota?
He went MIA.
Yeah, he really did. I have no idea where he is.
We don't have any confirmation that he was arrested, Dark Snoot, but I know he was in trouble before.
Yeah, he was talking about it in one of his videos.
Yeah, like he had stolen a chainsaw and something else. Or he was accused, and he was saying it was bullshit, and he was accused. But I'm guessing. I mean, you could see the chainsaw in one of his videos, so.
You could, too.
Yeah.
Hide the evidence, dude.
Hey, Dill, congrats on 15.2 thousand subs. Thank you, Husk. Yeah, we just hit the 200 mark on the 15Ks, so we're climbing. We're getting closer and closer to that 25K, which is my goal.
Moving on up.
And then after 25K, it's straight to 1 billion. I want 1 billion subscribers. I want to be the first YouTuber ever to get 1 billion subscribers.
We'll start blackmailing people to subscribe now.
Hell yeah.
Ash.
Saren says something interesting. Think humans once had a species that was 7 foot tall. There's evidence of it.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
evidence of large human skeleton remains.
Gigantism happens a lot, too.
Yeah.
Look at Andre the Giant.
Yeah. But do you think it was a species? Do you think that there was a race or a group of humans that were just larger than the rest? Like that was their thing?
I don't think it was species. I just think it was people that were born with that particular gene.
We had about 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes until we wrap up the stream.
Gonna wrap it up.
Bob Gimlin has some good... oh, here, I already read that one.
Yeah, Bobby G's awesome.
Spencer B with a $4.99 donation, saying, not as much as I've seen other people super chat, but I definitely enjoy the streams when I make it. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Spencer B. And it's not about the amount at all. I appreciate anything. It's better than nothing. And at bottom line is I enjoy just everyone coming to the stream. So if you're coming to the stream, I appreciate it. And if you donate, I appreciate it even more. It's awesome. So thank you, Spencer. Glad to have you in the stream.
That's a good question right there. Why are buildings called buildings if they're already built? Damn, that's a really good question, Sarah.
Buildings. Or building, yeah.
Are they already built, though? Because, I mean, we do have to build them, so we are building a building.
Did we ever build a building if no one ever saw us build a building?
Damn, Dill, that's deep, bro.
Drunk thoughts, man, drunk thoughts. Do you think skinwalkers could be shape-shifting aliens? I do. I mean, skinwalkers are weird, man. I don't know what to think about skinwalkers. There's tons of theories that range all over the place on them.
Yeah, Dakota had that really good theory about skinwalkers.
He did have a good theory. I did like his theory.
Yeah, that was an excellent theory. I just wish I could remember all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He didn't. I think part of it was he didn't really necessarily believe they were shapeshifters. They were just like
contortionists.
Some kind of tribe of people who had very weird ways.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that they were all contortionists of sorts.
Yeah, they were like contortionist shamans or some weird.
That could very well be just wearing animal pelts, and you walk around contortioning your body. So that could be. I do think they could be aliens too, though, and some could be spirits. We don't know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's possible. I think like the Fresno Nightcrawlers. I think that is an alien species. I don't think that's like a.
I would agree 100% on that.
Those are weird.
Those are just strange.
Hey, Dill, did Christopher Columbus really discover America if Indians lived there?
Absolutely not.
I don't believe Christopher Columbus was a real person. I think, in my opinion, Christopher Columbus was based off of Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford probably was the likely guy that discovered America. Is it possible that in the past, the Navajo witches that started the Skinwalker legend could have learned from aliens and how to become these creatures?
Ooh.
It's possible, man. Like, that's the wonderful thing about, like, we don't know a lot about Skinwalkers. There's a lot of theories, people's theories about them. We don't actually know a lot. There is a lot of Navajo stories and legends that are probably more credible than other theories, but who knows? We've never had a Skinwalker dead in a table. We've never actually had one perfectly close on camera. What's that?
I don't think we ever will.
No, I don't think so either. I think when you're dealing with something that's not like a natural being of this earth that doesn't have, like a Bigfoot, I think you could shoot it and kill it. It's just an animal. A Skinwalker, I don't know if shooting it would do anything. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't think it's like a normal living creature.
Yeah, no. I think some of them are rooted in demonology too.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I want animal pelts, raccoon hat. Anyone have any suggestions as to where to look?
Ooh. I don't readily know where you would get that, but...
I mean, besides, like, your outdoor stores locally.
You ready to pay a lot of money, though.
I mean, you could always get them online. You can always buy that stuff online, too.
Or just hire me and Dill, and we'll go skin a Bigfoot for you.
Yeah, like, what do you want a pelt of? You
want Dogman or what?
Yeah, I mean, you could have a lot of things. You could have a Mothman feathered fucking hat. I'll go fucking kill Mothman right now. I think there were Nordic coins or something discovered in North America too, which would have been way before old Chris.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't actually think like Christopher Columbus actually discovered America. There's no way. I can get credit for it.
He stumbled upon it later on after somebody else did.
Christopher Columbus likely was probably a scumbag motherfucking human being, but I think everyone back in the day was just because they were so... Times were different back then. He was a murderous bastard,
dude. He was a murderer, a rapist, a thief. He was not a good person.
Who back in the day wasn't a rapist, though? It seems like everyone that lives in these old days that we always grew up to think of as legends were actually terrible fucking people. It seems like they all kept coming out how they were like... I mean, I think everyone back in the day was racist because that was okay back then. That was what they knew was acceptable. So now it seems like they're all assholes. In which, I mean, you are an asshole if you're racist, but... at the time, that wasn't a weird thing. It's kind of weird. It's a weird thing to think about and say and try to defend it, which I'm not. But everyone back in the day was pretty much a horrible person.
Oh yeah.
Compared to today. Compared to today. Anyways.
Yeah, they weren't good people back then.
Yeah. Yeti versus Bigfoot, who'd win? I'm gonna say Yeti. Ryan, who are you gonna say?
I'm going with Yeti too. Yeti's a badass.
I think Yetis are bigger just naturally because of the environment they live in, and I think they're more predatory because if you think about aggressive. It, Yetis live in the snow. They live in likely mountain climates, which means they don't just find plant life or you know, this kind of food and resource that a Bigfoot could find in a forest with tons of life. Yetis would probably have to kill live animals to sustain themselves because not only are they large, they're not going to be able to find larvae in trees, find little plants and berries. They live in really hard to live climates. Like, I know they believe they live in the Himalayas, in the mountains, even just on snowy areas. They're likely going to have to kill, and they're probably going to, they're probably built with bigger claws, probably slightly set different teeth over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kill yaks by breaking their necks and shit. So
they're what?
They kill yaks.
Oh,
they attack the yaks, and break their necks.
Yeah, I can see that. I think big Yetis 100% would have to kill. I think they would have to actually kill.
Agreed.
Now, who would you take in a fight, Yeti or Dogman?
I'm going to have to go with Yeti again.
Yeah, I would go Yeti as well. I saw Yeti actually easily. Just, again, assuming Dogman's similar in size. We don't know. Dogman could be... I know I've seen videos that... with the Shanique Williams video with the Dogman in the backyard where it's moving. That thing looked massive. I know it kind of looked like a transparent figure, but that thing was crouched over and it looked like it was 8 feet tall, crouched over. So I don't know, but... And that could have been just an illusion of how the camera was zoomed in and whatnot. But if Dogman is similar in size to the Yeti, I think the Yeti wins easily. I would say easily.
About that video, they're saying that the Dogman you see on that video is just a wisp of smoke from his cigarette.
What?
Yeah, they're saying it's just a wisp of smoke. That it's not actually a solid being. It's just a wisp of smoke.
That definitely is not a wisp. I mean, you can actually see it moving like its limbs. I mean, yeah, whatever that is, whether it be paranormal or legitimately there, it was real. I don't think that's fake. I think it's
paranormal. I think that's more of a paranormal thing than an actual creature, to be honest with you.
It could be. Now, the thing I always remind people of is when you have a shitty camera and you're filming at night and you're zoomed in, you're not going to get a good picture, and you will sometimes get a transparent look to it.
True.
When it's at a distance. So that is something else to keep in mind too.
Right, and the light would play a big part on it, too.
My kid wants to know if you think cat people are real. What is a cat people? Do you know what a cat person is? I'm a cat guy.
I know the story behind this, and yeah, Ashley, I totally think they're real. If your kid says they're real, man.
Cat people are real. Can you imagine if there's like the cat people from Skyrim? You know, like the I don't know if you guys ever played Skyrim. There's like the cat people. I don't know what they're called in the game, but they're like cats basically, but they're with human bodies or like human like voices, and they can talk and interact. But
that's terrifying.
Yeah, Spencer, exactly. He's saying like he like reading our mind. If you played Elder Scrolls, cat people are real. Yes, exactly. Are skunk apes stronger than normal Bigfoots because they deal with crocodiles and alligators? Asks Nicola.
Ooh. I don't know about stronger. I think they're just a little bit more intelligent. Because they're actually smaller than your average Bigfoot. Skunk apes tend to be about, 6.5 feet tall. So I think they're just quicker, a little bit smarter.
And to be fair, they wouldn't have to deal with crocodiles. They would only have to deal with alligators because they wouldn't be near a crocodile.
True enough.
But I mean, alligators are known to attack if... They usually won't attack humans. It's uncommon that they do, but they are known to get confused and think that you're something else, and they will attack sometimes. But it would have to be a very large alligator to pull down a Bigfoot. Because if a Bigfoot's in water, it's in water that it can stand in, which means you're not going to be able to pull it down. And it's going to be stronger than the crocodile, or the alligator. Unless it's it has to be, like I said, a very, very large alligator to stand a chance. Otherwise, it's literally going to, the alligator will have a hold of its arm. It's going to pull that thing out of the water, and it's going to kill it. And I think I would have to assume that over time, alligators especially have learned that they are not food. They know.
Yeah. And don't fuck with those guys.
And we know because alligators and crocodiles are very similar, but crocodiles are smart. if you've ever watched any kind of African documentary with hippos or crocodiles, you'll know that crocodiles respect hippos so much, they share the same rivers, that hippo babies, there'll be a pool of alligators or crocodiles all in the river next to the hippos, and they'll kind of share the same water, and the baby hippos will walk over the alligator or the crocodile's heads, and crocodiles are extremely aggressive. They will attack anything that's in the water, anything, doesn't matter. And they will walk right through the crocodile's snouts and swim around. The crocodiles know they cannot kill a baby hippo, because if they do, they know that they'll all die. The hippos will absolutely fuck up a crocodile without hesitation. But since they are forced to live in the same habitat, crocodiles have learned over time through evolution that they cannot harm a baby hippo. And it's really fascinating to watch that crocodile could even understand that. You know what I mean? They're not as dumb as what you'd think. Wendigo versus Skinwalker. What do you think, Brian? Or Ryan?
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Wendigo.
Okay.
Just on a supernatural basis, the Wendigo is much more of a badass.
Now, you are on the same... You think, and I think I've heard you say this before, you don't believe in the whole Wendigo look that's believed to be like the elk antlers.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, the whole stag-headed thing, they never actually originally described it as that. That's not how it was depicted. That's more a Hollywood thing. That actually didn't become popular until after they made a movie in the 90s.
Gotcha. Don't crocs come from dinos? I don't think they come from dinos as much. I think birds come from dinos. Birds are proven to be dinosaur descendants. They're the closest thing we have. Like a chicken's the closest thing to a T-Rex we have on Earth. However, crocodiles and alligators were around when dinosaurs were around. I don't think they're technically a dinosaur. I think they're something else. Like kind of like how plesiosaurs weren't technically dinosaurs. They were something else. There's another name for them. But they were around when dinosaurs were. But I don't think they evolved from dinosaurs. They're completely different. Whereas birds, I think, did evolve from dinosaurs. I think birds they're the closest living relative that we have. Which is funny that it's a chicken. But if you look at their feet, I mean, if you look at close with their feet, it does look like dinosaur feet. They're fucking...
They look like fighting roosters. They look like raptor feet.
Yeah, I mean, birds are scary. And birds are really... like, you know, bald eagles and golden eagles, they are like the alpha predators. If they were a little bit bigger, if they were big enough to pick up humans, they would rule the planet. They would be fucking scary. Birds are dinos. Crocs evolved separately. That whole group of reptiles is called Archaeosaurus. There you go, Nicola with the clutch answer.
Nice.
Chickens are gangster-ass shitheads. That's fair
They
enough.
are, man. They're bastards.
Hey, Dill, would you rather get hit by a wet diaper or a sun bear, a.k.a. the smallest bear in the world? Sun bear. I could fuck up a sun bear. I could knock out a sun bear, and I could knock out a panda with one punch. Book it.
Savage, still.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up the stream, guys, for tonight. Ryan, I'm going to let you go. I want to thank you for hopping on the stream, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And I know the chat loves when you're on the streams with your knowledge. And I'm going to link your channel before you go, so that people can find you.
All right, man. Everybody, you take it easy in the chat. Dill, you behave.
I'll try my best.
All right, you take it easy, brother. I'll see you soon.
All right, peace out, man.
Bye.
That was Ryan Tremblay joining us for the chat. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. I know you did. What I'm going to do quick is I'm going to pop up his channel. I'm going to put his channel link in the comments here in the chat. And what I want you guys to do, if you're into cryptids and you're not subscribed to Ryan Tremblay, it's called A Whisper to a Scream Cryptids Podcast. Go subscribe to it now. He's at 1.66 thousand subscribers. He does he does premieres of his videos, which are kind of like live streams where he sits down at a round table and has discussions about these things. He just did 2 videos about the Goatman, the Popelik monster, the Genowaski, I can't ever say that word, the Gugwi, and I think he did one of the Dogman as well. So go check out his channel. If you're into cryptids, he's actually a cryptid zoologist. He knows all this. You can't find a cryptid he does not know about. I've tried. So go check him out. Thank you for everyone who tuned into the stream tonight. Appreciate you as always. We will be streaming either Monday or Tuesday of next week. I don't really have a set day anymore. It's just either Monday or Tuesday. If I don't stream Monday, just assume I'm going to stream Tuesday. It just kind of depends how the Monday goes for me. Sometimes Mondays suck, man. I don't feel like streaming. But Yeah, we'll do that one. Hopefully there's a Nukes Top 5 by next Thursday. Usually it's every Thursday we have a new Nukes Top 5, so we'll see how that goes. But hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Finish the week up strong. Tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So finish the week up strong, get through Friday, and let's have a good weekend. I'm going to get very drunk, and I'm going to work on my editing. I got this Cryptid commercial I want to do, and I want to do this little skit that I've already got filmed. It's just a matter of editing with a lot of green screen. So I think you guys are going to like it. There's a lot of cool things happening to the live stream soon. So take care, guys. Peace out, and I love you.